We're going to take a look at the good, bad, and the ugly of this Super Bowl. And to be honest, I guarantee there's some things in here that were absolutely massive that you missed. So let's get straight into it. The MVP of the first half of this game, without a doubt, was the San Francisco 49ers defensive line. They were blowing up plays all over the place. This first play, we're going to look at Chase Young on the left side over here. Listen. Getting beat like that is wildly embarrassing. Oh my God. Just put me in the game. I can get out of the way as good as anybody else. But that's what I'm talking about. When you got a guy that's getting off the line like that and you have zero time, I mean, that's game changing. That's why they call these guys game wreckers. And this whole first half was domination by the defensive line. Let's take another look. Here's a quick run play to Isaiah Pacheco, instantly blown up. I mean, he's got nowhere to go. The penetration by this line is just devastating. Look at the screen. Look at where he gets the ball. There's nowhere to go with this ball. There's nowhere to go. This play was dead by the time he got it. Not much you can do. Dead play from the start. So first half, absolute domination by the defensive line by the 49ers. Absolute domination. And honestly, in the first half of this game, I thought they were going to win mostly because of this. Moving on to Brock Purdy. This is in somewhere in the first or second quarter. I'm going to call this game the duality of Brock Purdy because he had plays in this game where it's like, oh my God, this guy is showing up today. And then he would have other plays almost back to back, it would seem, where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? There's a lot of people putting blame on Brock Purdy. I'm not one of those guys. As critical as I have been of him this year, I do not think the 49ers lost because of Brock Purdy. I thought he showed up and played pretty well. So this first play I'm going to show you from Brock, this play didn't count. It got called back for a holding call, but I just want to show some of the escapability and some of the things that make me feel like he does have potential to grow and become a great quarterback in the NFL. And honestly, I'm going to show you the play. And while you're watching this play, I want you to be thinking about, who does this remind you of? Who does it, like this kind of play, this kind of player, who does this remind you of? And I've got plenty of examples of it. I'll show you. Let's watch the clip. Scrambling. Resets his feet, throws back across the field, which you should never do, and hits Kittle for about 25, 30 yards. He was open, but he's resetting his feet and he's coming back across the field, which you should never, ever do. And very few guys are going to be able to make a play like that. That's Russell Wilson. That's Russell Wilson. As somebody that's a Seahawks fan that watched Russell Wilson every single fucking snap when he was in Seattle, this game specifically, his play style, I swear to God, it was just like watching Russell Wilson, like a younger Russell Wilson when he was first coming in the league. Now, granted, Russell Wilson, when he was coming in the league, was unbelievable right off the bat. Unbelievable. I would say better than Brock Purdy was right off the bat. But it makes me think that he can elevate his game and get to the next level. But that's who that reminds me of. Going back to the duality of Brock Purdy, though. So here is the next play from Brock. Okay, he's dropping back. He's got an open Deebo Samuel. Pretty clean pocket. Pretty clean. Makes the throw. And just misses him short. And he's open. He's absolutely open here. Look at Deebo. Right here. He's got separation. He's got space. If he can hit this throw, he's getting a gain of at least 15 yards. At least. He just underthrew it. And let's look at the next angle, because I don't even think this ball was tipped. Here's the next angle so you can get a better idea. It's a clean pocket. This is just a missed throw. Was not tipped. He just missed that throw. And again, he is open. This is the duality of Brock Purdy. He has a play where he looks great, and he has a play like that where he just can't even get the ball to his guy, and he's open. He just has to hit him in stride. But then the very next play, this is no joke, the very next play, he makes a throw like this. Line to Brandon Ayuk. Great throw. That's big time. Here's the next angle. Again, look, going out to the sticks, to the sideline from the other hash. Got to have a good arm to do this. In stride, perfect throw. You see what I'm saying? It's so weird because it's like, again, this is directly after he misses Debo on a pretty basic throw for an NFL quarterback. I don't know. I think he's got potential. I think he can still be that guy. But there's a lot of that in this game. And there's some more plays coming up for him that you need to see because it just his athleticism is also surprising. And I think that could end up being what saves him in the future. So now we're going to look at a play where Brock Purdy takes a deep shot, okay, to Brandon Ayuk deep in the end zone. And a lot of people were saying that this play was on Brock Purdy, but I actually don't think this one was his fault. He did miss a deep ball in this game, but this one was on the receiver. He stopped running this route, could not locate the ball, and didn't even know it was in the air. I felt like this was actually a pretty clean throw. Ayuk just stopped running the route and couldn't locate it. Here we go. Now, that's a good placement on that football. Before we show the other angle, let me run this back. Watch Ayuk. I'll put an arrow so you can watch him on this route. But he does stop running the route, and he's like looking around like, where the fuck is the ball? He can't locate it because he stops running to try to see if he's even getting the throw to him. I don't think that's a missed throw by Brock. I think that's on the receiver. Here's the next angle. Hopefully it shows it. See, he's just now getting his head around. Before this moment right here, he's turning, he's twisting, he's spinning around, not knowing where the fuck the ball is. I don't think he knew where the ball was before it landed right in front of his fucking face. I think that's on the receiver. But these are the little things that can cost you Super Bowl. Another underrated MVP of the game was the Chiefs corners, Trent McDuffie and Snead. These guys were absolutely unbelievable the whole fucking game. The whole game. One of them makes a play that saves them a chance to win the Super Bowl towards the end, and we'll get to that. That's a huge play, underrated. Not enough people are talking about it. Here's another perfect example of perfect coverage downfield, getting your hand in the right spot, staying in the perfect place to defend the pass, because this is a good throw from Brock. That's beautiful defense. And let me go right to the point of contact with the ball here. Right here. That's a great thrown ball. The coverage is just even better. If Ayuk has a little bit of space there, a little bit of separation, he does have a chance to catch this and make a play. That's great defense. Here's the next angle. And again, this is a good ball from Purdy. I don't think you can put this on him. I think he threw a great ball here. That's just great defense. If there's a little bit more separation there, that's probably a touchdown. And here is the biggest play of the game from Patrick Mahomes, the most yards to gain. This is what sets him apart. These kinds of plays. Just a cannon of an arm. Perfect throw on the money. Here we go. Rolling out to his left. Fucking deep ball cannon. Perfect placement catch. But here's the deal. As great as this play was, I want you to watch this guy right here, okay? Because what the fuck is he doing? The ball's in the air, and he's not even looking for it. It's like he didn't even know the ball was thrown yet. But even if you don't know that and you're that deep in coverage, you should still be playing the receiver as if he's getting the ball. Why are you coming up underneath the receiver and like just looking this way, ooh, and there's a guy behind you catching the pass for fucking 40 yards? I mean, he's just a spectator at this point. That's a spectator, but that's embarrassing. Again, if you're not locating the ball, that's fine, but you should still be on the receiver, on top, over the top, something. That was a weird play to me. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. That's a defensive breakdown, but it was a great throw from Patrick as well. Here is the other angle. I mean, Patrick Mahomes just has a cannon, dude. Look at 31, though. Look at him. He's just watching. He's just watching. Oh, that was a pretty good throw by Patrick there. That can't happen, bro. Here's another angle of the trick play that scored the touchdown. Throw to Jennings. So it goes to halftime. And following halftime, I think the Chiefs had the two worst offensive possessions. One of the first plays out the gate. This might have even been the very first play, actually. Quick pitch. Mishandled by, I mean, they're so lucky to get back on that football. So lucky to get back on that football. Even if he catches it, though, I know it's a sweep to the left. I still don't think there's much there. And this wasn't a bad throw from Patrick. This is just Pacheco just not being able to handle it. I mean, it hit him right in the chest. Right in the chest. I think he's probably looking too early, not securing the ball first. No, I don't know what happened. It hit him in the chest and he fucking dropped it. So lucky to get back on that football. If you made it to this point in the video, please consider subscribing. It is 100% free. It'll always be 100% free. I appreciate your time and everybody watching. I'm having the time of my life making sports content. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. Now, Travis is open. This is just a blatant overthrow by Patrick. He just sails this one over his head. I mean, Travis is absolutely open. He's just got to get it to him, but he throws it 6 feet over his head to the defender. But it just shows, hey, best player in the world is going to make fucking mistakes too. That's a terrible throw. I mean, it wasn't even close. Okay, this play right here. Remember when I was saying Brock Purdy reminds me of Russell Wilson? I want you guys, anyone that has ever watched Russell Wilson play or a Seattle fan or seen him, and not now, I'm not talking about Broncos Russell Wilson here. I'm talking about prime Seattle Russell Wilson. Watch Brock Purdy on this play and tell me that this does not look exactly like how Russell Wilson plays. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Plays like that give me hope for Brock Purdy. Whoop! The spinning around, fucking like just barely getting out of something and then finding a receiver somewhere and tossing it over. Like that's so Russell Wilson. So now we're going to look at this punt. And this might have cost the 49ers the Super Bowl in the long run. As much as I want to blame this on 49ers bad play, this is just very, very, very unlucky. Like I think things like this could happen to anybody. And we'll get into the details. Let's play the video. Kind of a tough angle. We'll look at the next one, but it bounces off the dude's fucking leg. He's not even looking. He's turned around blocking the guy. Turns right here. Look right here. He turns. He's about to engage in the defender, and it just bounces off his leg. And now you got a twirling fucking football on the grass in the Super Bowl, and you just hope that the guy can find a way to recover it, which he can't. Now, typically, you know, if you're on punt team, you're probably yelling out, you know, hot, 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 or Peter, 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 something that means stay away. If you're the guy blocking, you're not necessarily thinking that it's that short. You're not really thinking this is going to happen to you. You're just trying to make a play and block your guy. It's just bad luck, man. Like this is the kind of thing people never talk about in the Super Bowl or making it to the Super Bowl. You have to have a good team. But you also have to have some luck. You have to have some luck to stay healthy. You have to have some luck on some 50-50 fumbles, interceptions, deep balls thrown. It takes luck as well as your skill and your practice to make it this far. And the 49ers just got the shit end of the stick on this one. I don't know how much more you could have done other than maybe this guy just abandons his guy and just stays away from the fucking returners. But I don't think you can put this on him. I think it's just bad luck. But this cost you a touchdown. Very next play, but booty naked. Touchdown in the end zone. That was the very next play. Instantly capitalized on that mistake. And it's kind of a breakdown defensively, too. I don't know whose guy is supposed to be or what coverage you're supposed to be in here. Like, I guarantee you it's a broken coverage because there's no way there's nobody over the top or running with this guy. You got two defenders over here, it looks like pointing, saying, hey, there's a guy open over there who's going to go fucking get him. Maybe the linebacker's supposed to run with him, but this can't happen. Defense. This was the only throw that Brock Purdy had in this game right here that I felt like 100% his fault. Got to have this throw. Tough moment for Brock Purdy. Open receiver. Just misses him. Just misses him. Now, this is the kind of throw. If you're that next level dude, if you're an MVP player, these are the throws you got to have. Now, he was rushed. Here's the other angle. He did have pressure here. Hit as he throws. Just gets it out in time. But again, you missed him. You missed the guy. Is it a tough play? Yes. But if this is the MVP that 49ers fans thinks that he is, if this is the elite level guy that everybody seems to think that he is, that's the kind of play you got to find a way to make. It's a tough play. I'm not saying it's a gimme, but in the Super Bowl, this is the only throw that I felt like Brock Purdy should have had a better ball out there on this one. He was pressured. Great job getting it out. Got to have a little bit more touch on that football. Got to have a little bit more touch. This is the blocked extra point that made it a 3-point game instead of 4 that the Chiefs ended up kicking the field goal to tie to send to overtime. I felt like Moody actually did not get a good kick on this ball, and that's why it got blocked. It's an extra point. Typically, the guys try to get a little bit more loft on this, kick it a little bit lower on the impact point. And I felt like Moody almost kind of got saved by the fact that this ball got blocked because it almost looks like he line drives this thing and it's a borderline shank. Here you go. There's a point of impact. Look at the line. Do you guys think that this is a really high pressure line and they're getting, is that a ton of penetration? Maybe a little bit more than normal, but I don't think this is the kind of thing. Like, I don't feel like this was great defense and they got a crazy block here. I felt like he didn't get enough loft on this thing. That's pretty low. That's coming out pretty low to get blocked right there. I'll try to pause it at the point of it getting blocked. That's pretty low, bro. I feel like you should be able to loft that bitch up there. And it was kind of on that left side too. I felt like this was more of a Moody mistake than people really wanted to give it credit for. I felt like this one he kind of choked on. I really do. This play right here, I felt like was the biggest mental mistake that Patrick Mahomes made. He's going to scramble out to his right. And right there, he has an open lane throw for a touchdown to Rice in the end zone. The defender's on the ground. Rice is wide open. Patrick Mahomes, if he gets this ball out in about the next half a second, that's a touchdown. But he holds on to it and tries to get him out towards the edge of the end zone instead. But if he is able to get this ball out right here, that's a touchdown. He's open, bro, but he waits too long and he holds it. That could have won them the game. The play that does not get talked about enough. This was on 3rd down. The 49ers had a choice to try and run it. I believe it was 3rd and 5. And they decided to go with a pass, a quick pass. And they bring the pressure. And I believe this is Snead over here or McDuffie. Tips this ball, and you can make an argument, saves them the fucking Super Bowl with this play. Tips it. Oh, man. I felt like Ayuk probably would have caught this without that tip. And we'll look at the other angle too, but watch Ayuk. Ayuk's got a chance. If he gets this ball out right here, Ayuk has a chance to catch this and take it those 4 or 5 yards for a first down, and you're kicking the field goal with time expiring and you're winning the Super Bowl. But the pressure gets in there and they tip it, saving the fucking game. I also think that Brock Purdy probably should have got that ball out a little bit quicker there. Here's the other angle. Oh my God. Unblocked right in his fucking face. If he throws this right here, Ayuk is open. and he catches this ball and you're running the fucking clock down and you're kicking a field goal to win the fucking Super Bowl. This tipped pass, this is such an MVP defensive play. This defense for the Chiefs is unfucking believable. Tips it. Bro, people don't realize how big of a defensive play that was. Does not get talked about enough. Also, if you're the Niners, I think you maybe go for that fourth down, by the way. I think you maybe go for that. Just saying. So we go to overtime. And how about this play? Turning a 6-yard gain into a 4-yard loss. Catches it. 6-yard gain at least, maybe 7. Right there, you got to go down. You got to go down there, bro. You got to go down. Gets back up and tries. You had nowhere to go on that play. What are you doing? I mean, a play like this can't happen in the Super Bowl. Even if you break that tackle, he gets up right here. Where are you going to go, bro? There's defenders all over the place. How are you going to make a play out of this? You got to be smarter than that. They got really, really lucky they made up for that. Sneaky big play from Patrick Mahomes here. Watch this. He looks like he's about to take a deep shot to try to win the Super Bowl with a touchdown here, and he doesn't. I don't think this is a pump fake. I think he's genuinely going to think about throwing this motherfucker deep for a chance to win. Instead, he plays it smart and takes the underneath. Here we go. Right here. It's like, fuck it. And he says, nah, I'll drop it underneath instead. And we'll get the other angle. Because I think maybe somebody could have been open downfield right here. It looks like maybe if Rice keeps going, he can try to get some space out here, but it's a little bit risky. And Patrick's like, nah, I'm not taking the risk. That's smart. I think old Patrick Mahomes takes a shot there. Again, small decisions that make the difference for you to win the Super Bowl. Small decisions. And I don't think this is a pump fake. Watch him here. This looks like he's genuinely loading up to throw this. Yeah, see, he's loading up to throw that motherfucker. Smart decision. And then you got the corn dog play. Wide open Hardman. Super Bowl over. It sounds like they've been holding on to this play all year for this moment. That's what they do. It's what they do. How do you guys feel about the Super Bowl? How do you feel about Brock Purdy? How do you feel about the coaching from Kyle Shanahan? How do we feel about that? I felt like there were multiple fourth downs he should have gone for. I felt like there were multiple situations where he put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands rather than McCaffrey. McCaffrey had 30 touches. It's not like they didn't get him the ball, but in those biggest moments, they didn't, and they kind of left it for Brock. And I get that the Chiefs defense was kind of calling for that, but especially the play on the tipped pass, you can make an argument that you just run it on third down with Christian McCaffrey, run it on fourth down, go for it again with Christian McCaffrey. And if you don't get it, you're playing defense and you're trying to hold them off. Or if you get it, now you can run the clock down and win the Super Bowl with a last-second kick. I felt like that was probably the play there, but instead you get the tip passes. It stops the clock. Now you got 4th and 5. Comment below. I read every single comment. I can't wait to hear what you guys thought about this Super Bowl. I don't think it was rigged. I'm sorry, guys. I think the Chiefs won it legitimately. Comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one.